when we get high, like in heroin, when we get high, we want to fuck. You know why? Because our brain tells us we're dying and we have to mate.
That's interesting.
That's why when we use the coke.
Is that?
Say that again. I want to make sure I heard.
Is there research?
I was just checking out Funkmaster Flex and his comments about the T.I. situation. I just have some comments I want to say, some opinions I want to say about it myself. Okay. So Tip did a commercial, Crime Stoppers commercial, years ago. All right. He did a commercial because I guess he got a deal from the situation when he got caught with them guns. And I'm assuming that the deal was do a Crime Stoppers commercial and we'll give you leniency. Now, we know Tip went to the feds for a year. We know he did a year in jail, about a year in jail. What Flex is saying is kind of rubbing me the wrong way, and this is why. Okay? He's always up there running his mouth for really personal reasons. This shit happened years ago, and the only reason he's even saying something now is because of the situation with Buster and Tip going back and forth. Flex, like, he's using his platform the wrong way, meaning you're sitting up in that little studio gossiping like a whole cake when you should just be playing music. Like, on one hand, he says he snitched because he did the commercial. And my thing is this. Where's the guy that Tip snitched on? I mean, if everybody else is so pissed, you don't think that the man he actually snitched on is pissed? You don't think that the man he snitched on would be saying something in the age of social media by now? You don't think that he would be saying something? You don't think that the nigga that Tip allegedly snitched on would be actually saying something and outraged and making statements himself? Who did he snitch on? Does anybody know? So Flex says that, well, if you're down with McGruff, if rappers are down with McGruff, then that's fucked up. But civilians can be down with McGruff. Tip said he was offered time, and this was part of his deal to do the commercial. We know for a fact that Flex ain't never been involved in no gangster shit. He just runs his gums up there in that little studio. We know that for a fact. Never been involved with no gangster shit, ever. He just screams and yells. But he's never been involved with no gangster shit, ever. So we do know that if... Oh, and by the way, I'm not condoning snitching. I was taught very, very young from my father, and I taught my sons we don't snitch. But it's a different time now. All this code of the street shit, that shit's over with. There is no more code. That shit went out in the 80s and years before that. But back to this. We know for a fact that if Flex ever got involved with some gangster shit, we know for a fact that if he was offered to do a commercial, that motherfucker would do a whole movie to stay out of jail. Now we know this for a fact, all right? He's using his platform for the wrong way, and he's making people think something, you know, thousands of people that listen to his show to kind of think something, but it's not really for that. He's just doing that because of the Buster Tip situation. It's like, my nigga, shut the fuck up and play music, man. Shut the fuck up and play music. Because you run around here, when you do pop out that studio, which isn't often, you always got security around you. Now, what the fuck does a DJ need security for? Because you run your mouth too much. And my thing is, whether Tip told or whatever, we don't know the situation. We don't know what happened. You got to be the feds to know. But if he said that he was offered to do the commercial or 15 years, how many of y'all are going to do the commercial? Flex said with his own mouth that the commercial is okay if the civilians. Well, who the fuck do you think he did it for? He think he did the commercial for rappers? If he got a deal like that, they figured his influence would reach the civilians. I got 3 sons. I don't want none of them to go to jail. Do I want them to be an informant? No. But, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, they can't live by the same street shit that I live by. They just can't. It's a different time now. I just can't stand when motherfuckers run their mouth and try to influence other people to think that way. If Tip got a deal to do a commercial or go do 10, 15 years, what would y'all do? It's a fucking commercial. It's a fucking commercial. And it happened years ago. Now, I don't know. Listen, if anybody's an informant, they gotta live with that. Flex didn't go that hard on Tekashi, and we know who he snitched on. When there was rumors about 50 being the snitch, Flex didn't say shit to him because he was aligned with 50. Flex, shut the fuck up. You ain't no gangster, so you ain't in no position to talk gangster shit. You never been in no position to go to jail, other than when you was beating on your wife, when you was putting hands on a woman. So man, like, people, it's just too much opinions and too much bullshit going around. Let's just put shit in perspective as adults. All right? That's it. That's all I got to say. I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong. I know I've never been an informant. I know I've always kept it 100 in the streets, but it ain't like that no more. I'm just saying, if anybody knows out there, if you're saying T.I.'s a snitch, then who's the motherfucker he snitched on? Don't assume, and don't say because he did a Crime Stoppers commercial that he's a snitch. Because once again, I'm going to say this once again, Flex, if you was put in a position, which we never know you would because you stay in the studio all day, we never know you're not going to be a part of no real street shit. But if you was, if something happened, and they offered you to do a commercial or go through 15 years, what would you do? Shut the fuck up and play music. All right? And that's it. Oh, and I got caught with a gun going through Atlanta airport. I sat with the representative, I don't know if it was the mayor, the city councilor, and they gave me $700 of community service talking to at-risk kids. I could have went to jail or go to community service and talk to at-risk kids. Guess what I took? You never know until you're in that situation. Flex, shut the fuck up. STFU, bro. Play music. You're a DJ, bro. You're a DJ. Because for sure, we know we ain't gonna see you walking around Atlanta. We know, you know where the safe zone is at for you. And again, I got no beef with this man. He said his opinion, I'm saying mine. And that's all it is.